Hello, friend Mormo here. Tonight, I'm helping horror fans have a profitable side hustle. And tonight, we're talking about a learning center. And I actually own a learning center as a business. It's called Horror Cash University, and I make money every month from it. And it's really awesome, and you can see the hold on a second, you can see my best training ever, my best training. And it's called Mesolimbic Horror Marketing. And hold on a second. And you can see it at mormozine.com. And it's a free training. And all you have to do is enter your email. And then you get a link to my learning center where you can watch my very best training, Mesolimbic Horror Marketing, for free. And it's really awesome. And but first we're gonna watch a video. Like, I bought the rights to these videos, and it was really a really awesome deal for the 4th of July. So we're going to take a look at a video real quick and check it out. Just 1 second. I'm going to fix there. I fixed it. And just keep watching. And it's a video that I bought the rights to. And you learn and then you earn. That's how it works. So keep watching.
All right, before we get started, any questions in general? And hopefully you were able to make progress on getting everything, getting everything in there in terms of getting your content backed up, right? So that was really the first step to this. And so let's dive in here. Okay, so we are building out your video learning center. And basically what we're talking about here is going to be integrations. That's what we're talking about tonight. So here's where we are. You should now have your video content backed up in the cloud. So hopefully you took last week to get all your content, your PLR content together, your video content in particular, to get it into one place. And we talked about the fact that you don't want to rely on your hosting. You want to make sure it's backed up also, right? So make sure that your content is backed up. One person wrote in, and I think this is a good suggestion. Make sure that when you purchase PLR from now on going forward, you probably can't do anything about this in the past, but when you purchase video PLR or really any kind of PLR, go ahead and download it. And it sounds like, you know, it's a little bit overkill. Anything can happen to the seller. And so the seller, you need to understand this, the seller is not your host. So yes, the seller should have it a year from today. Yes, the seller should have it 2 years from today, but the seller is not really necessarily obligated to keep, keep those files here for 10 years. So, you know, the gentleman that wrote me said that he had PLR content going back to 2010. That he had not downloaded. And so you don't want to do that when you purchase something, and really that was really part of the exercise in doing this. You need to go and get your PLR content and get it downloaded and onto your hard drive. Once you get it onto your hard drive, you need to get it up to your file storage area. I really need to be clear about that, and that's regardless of who you purchased it from. Anything can happen and anything can go sideways. One PLR seller that I purchased something from gave me 30 days to download and then remove the links. I mean, they told me clearly that, listen, within 30 days, we're going to switch this content out. You need to get it, get it onto your hard drive. We are not going to drip content and continue to put download areas there for you. And again, that is the seller's right. And actually it's a good practice if it forces us, because listen, I would have left it there. And it is a good practice to make sure that you go ahead and go through the steps of downloading your content, which you are going to be using and placing into your learning center. And again, seems like a minor point, but I do want to stress that to you. You should have also taken inventory of your tools. What are you going to use to put together your learning center? Maybe in some cases, you have more than one tool that you could use. You should have taken inventory of that tool to decide on whether or not it's going to be something that you're going to use. We're going to talk about some of the choices you're going to make about that today. You should have taken stock of your email service provider. Who do you have? You should know the platforms that you can use for a learning center. What do you have? What do you have available to you? In terms of your membership plugins or your membership system, most of us have more than one. You should have inventoried that and taken note of which ones that you have available to you. And then there's video hosting, there's your shopping cart, your payment processor, your affiliate platform. I'm going to say this about your payment processor. Please do not rely on PayPal. And I'm just going to put that out there. Nobody likes to talk about that, but it's the truth. You do not need to rely on a payment processor. A lot of internet marketers in particular lost their PayPal accounts, right? Some of them got them back, some of them didn't. You do not need to rely on PayPal if you are going to be having people pay you monthly and you're going to have that to be a major part of your business model. Is it likely that something's going to happen? Maybe or maybe not. Do not rely on PayPal as your only payment processor. And I could go into a litany of stories as to why that's the case. And I'll just say this as an aside. You know, a lot of PayPal, a lot of marketers, internet marketers in particular, lost their PayPal account, and they didn't understand why. Some of them felt that they were safe, some of them did not. In fact, and I don't know this to be the truth, but I did understand, or I did hear, that in many cases, something that was totally out of their control, such as their email address ending up inside of a list of email addresses inside of Black Hat websites, right? So in some cases, some of the email addresses that are PayPal accounts ended up in a list of email addresses that are floating around on Black Hat sites, or having been stolen, or being used for identity theft. And so as a result, PayPal automatically may have captured those email addresses, which again, is that within your control? No, right? You may have a totally safe account. You may have a totally safe product line. That didn't matter. If your email address got caught up inside of some kind of algorithm where the algorithm captured the information, you could have your PayPal account limited. Again, so don't have just one option for people to pay. Don't rely on one option. You need to have more than one option for people to pay. Right? So I just want to leave that there. So let's go on and talk about integrations. Okay? The starting point to start thinking about this in terms of, are you going to use certain integrations, is, are you using your autoresponder right now? So if you are actively emailing your list and they have gotten used to you using an autoresponder, that's really the starting point, because you don't need to give up your email autoresponder if you're already developing a reputation with some of the email inboxes. You don't need to give that up to switch to use tools. That's your starting point. So if you are already emailing your list, you need to keep that in place. That needs to be something that you do not change. And if you have a choice of which platform to use, you want to start with the one that integrates best with the email system that you use. So if I were to ask you, and I'm going to go ahead and ask this question, and I'm the only one that can see your answers, how many of you as of right now, you are actively emailing your list using using a certain autoresponder. So if that's you and you do, please put the number 1 in the question box. So you're already using your autoresponder actively and you are using it. Okay? So if that is the case, I'm saying that you need to stick with your autoresponder because it takes a long time.
Okay, hello friend. I watched about 8 minutes of that video and learned a lot. It was really great. It was totally worth the money I spent to buy the rights to it, and I love it, and I could add it to my learning center, and it would make great material. And I liked when he was talking about when you buy PLR that you better download it right away rather than just let it sit there on the internet or whatever, because the person who sold it to you isn't doing hosting for you, you know. So when you buy PLR, you got to download it right away. And I've bought quite a bit of PLR, and I don't know if I've downloaded it all or not. So I need to think about that. And thanks so much for watching. And please thumbs up, please comment, please subscribe and ring the bell, and please visit mormozine.com and enter your email into my email form, and then I'll send you an email that has a link to my very best training ever, and it's called Mesolimbic Horror Marketing, and it's great, and thanks so much.